Badonviller Marsch. The Badonviller Marsch AM Roman II, 256, is a Bavarian military march by composer Georg Fürst 1870–1936. After 1934, with its name Germanized to Badenweiler Marsch by the Nazis, it was used as the official march of Hitler in his role as Führer to signal his arrival and therefore personal presence at public events. History. Fürst composed this tune as the Badonviller Marsch for the Royal Bavarian Infantry Guard Regiment. The title refers to fighting on 12 August 1914 near Badonviller in Lorraine, where the Royal Bavarian Infantry Guard Regiment Königlich Bayerisches Infantry Leib Regiment achieved a first victory against the French at the beginning of the First World War. The composer's lively two-tone entrance motif was by some accounts inspired by the duotonic sirens of field ambulances with which the wounded were removed. This march is included in the Marsch collection as HM Roman II, 256. After the death of Paul Hindenburg 1934, the march was used as a personal Führermarsch for Hitler alongside his possession of a personalized standard. As mentioned in Henry Picker's edition of Hitler's so-called Table Talks, the march's role was to evoke the presence of Hitler as the leader of the Nazi Party and head of the German state. Hitler claimed to be the sole source of power in Germany, similar to a Roman emperor. The march had a similar formal role as the pontifical anthem for the Pope as the embodiment of the Holy See. Features from the National Socialist period or newsreels, e.g. Deutsche Wochenschau, etc., had the march being pasted into the audio track as background music when appearances of Hitler were shown. However, the march was already often in use before the Nazis came to power. The German police order Polizeiverordnung gegen den Missbrauch des Badenweiler Marsches of 17 May 1939 ordered that the Badonviller only be played when Hitler was present. The Germanized name Badenweiler Marsch was introduced by the National Socialists, Badenweiler being an established but disused exonym in Standard German. It is subtitled as the Führer's favorite march in triumph of the will during the massive street parade. Lyrics were subsequently added to the march by the German poet Oskar Saar Homburg after Hitler's rise to power in 1933. The march is often reported as Hitler's favorite. However, Hitler is quoted in Traudl Junge's autobiography, Until the Final Hour, as denying that it was his favorite march and was merely misconstrued as such because of a favorable remark he had made about it. In 1956, the first director of the Bundeswehr Militärmusikdienst Friedrich Diesenroth provided a Fachdienstliche Anweisung-specific service directive for the German Bundeswehr Orchestra to avoid playing the march except in concerts with distinctive, educational reference to the historical background. The official title is still Badonviller Marsch, using the French form of the name. Its connection with the Third Reich damaged the reputation of Georg Fürst as a composer in post-war Germany. A revival of his other compositions took place in the 1990s, however. Orchestras of the Communist National People's Army started to adapt a broader range of traditional marches as early as in the 1960s, but Badonviller was left out, as were similarly the Friedrichs Rex Grenadier Marsch and Preußen's Gloria.